So I recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and I thought I would give back a little to the YouTube gun community and highlight my top 5 favorite gun YouTubers under 100,000 subscribers. So the first channel I'm gonna have to start off with is Zane over at the Bullseye channel. Of course, he is one of very few channels on YouTube with any content related to the shooting sport that I love, which is Bullseye pistol shooting. So I have to put his channel at #1. Especially since he does such a good job with editing his videos, interviewing shooters, testing firearms, and so on. My favorite video of his was actually his most recent upload, and it's a full-length documentary-style video covering his trip to Camp Perry this year. Camp Perry has been the site of the national matches since 1905. It's the most important event of the year for pistol and rifle marksmanship in the United States. And Zane's video is really great because it not only shows you the competition itself, but goes into some of the planning and packing, and most importantly, it really captures the super positive atmosphere and community that we have at these matches. Bullseye is a serious competition, and it's also a serious social experience. And the #1 reason I hear given when people are asked what their favorite part about Bullseye is, it is almost always the community. It's the people who are dedicated simply to improving their marksmanship ability. Everyone is super generous with their time, and we all want to help everyone improve themselves on and off the firing line. So go ahead and check that video out, grab some popcorn. It's a really, really great watch.
When I was a teenager, I used to do Revolutionary War and Civil War reenactment. And we stayed in canvas tents, and I learned not only are they cool, but they're actually very, very comfortable.
The next channel is going to be Ivan Prince Guns, the king of shotgun content on YouTube, at least in my opinion. If you really like the Browning Auto 5 and long recoil shotguns, or just shotguns in general, I don't think there's a better channel out there than Ivan's. He has a series going on right now where he explores what he calls NATO 5s, or essentially all of these different shotguns, sometimes really weird and obscure, that either copied, improved on, or were inspired by the Browning Auto 5. Of course, Ivan also has extensive knowledge on the AR-15/M16 and the M14, and he has videos on that subject as well. One of my favorite videos is the one talking about the often repeated powder change myth with the M16 in Vietnam. He also inspired me to make one of my own videos when the whole P320 like screw test thing was going around. His channel really dispels a lot of FUD lore and myths out there about some of the most popular firearms. Unfortunately, it is just one lone voice in the sea of parroted FUD lore that is YouTube and social media. So in that respect, me and Ivan are brothers, earning him the #2 slot.
It has 2 triggers, 2 magazine tubes, and a mechanical computer responsible for controlling its feeding.
Next up is going to be Riders Range. This is a gentleman who is really, really good at shooting pistols. He's one of maybe 5 people on YouTube I can say with confidence that I think they're actually fundamentally good at pistol shooting. And the reason he is so good at shooting is because he has vast experience in the sport of PPC, or police pistol competition. This is the sport where the B27 silhouette comes from and is shot from 7 yards all the way out to 50 yards. And back in the day, it was usually double action with the .38 revolver. Riders Range is one of only a few distinguished shooters on YouTube, and as far as I'm aware, the only person on YouTube to break 1490 out of 1500 points in the PPC course of fire. That means over the 150 shot course of fire, he held the 4x6" 10 ring on the B27 for at least 140 of those shots, all the way out to 50 yards in double action under various time limits and constraints. If you want to see some awesome double action revolver shooting on his channel, go ahead and check out this video on the Smith & Wesson 586. Another great thing about his videos is that unlike so many YouTubers out there with these great big arrays of steel targets, he actually calls his shots and says exactly what target he's going to shoot before he shoots it. So many channels out there are shooting into so many steel targets, it's impossible to tell if they're intentionally shooting the full-size silhouette or the 8-inch disc right next to it. And just like I am, Riders Range is a big proponent of blacked out iron sights. So with that, he earns the #3 spot.
There we go, 12-inch below it. 10-inch to the left of the 16. There it goes. It's hitting what I want at 50 yards. I had the straight blade put on it just because it works better for accuracy.
Next is going to be HRFunk. I've been watching HRFunk since I was in high school, and then started watching him more when I was in the Marine Corps and wanting to get into service rifle shooting. He has a few videos on that subject. But in general, HRFunk just makes really solid, in-depth reviews on everything he has or is given. It doesn't matter if it's something really, really high-end or something like a Ruger RXM. He puts everything through the same level of rigorous scrutiny and makes a full-length video detailing his entire experience and findings. Some of my favorite videos from HR has to be his reviews on classic revolvers. I'll go ahead and leave a link to his Smith & Wesson Model 28 review, which is one of my favorites. He also has this cool series where he went through and did police qualifications from every single one of the 50 United States, and he talked about his opinions on them as a career law enforcement member. Usually in one of his reviews, he'll also do a little showcase of some precision handgun shooting, which is always a nice change of pace from the usual stuff you see on YouTube. He does this by seeing if he can drive a tack, like a thumbtack, at 7 yards in under 3 rounds. And I'll say that is a pretty difficult shot. That's far more difficult than hitting a man-sized target at 100 yards. So it's always fun to see if he'll hit the thumbtack in the video, which he does quite often. So HRFunk, the man, the machine, the Marine, earns the number 4 slot.
Yes, on the first shot, the 5904 is a 20-foot tack driver.
When it comes to staying up to date with firearms laws and legal happenings, there are no YouTubers I trust more to provide level-headed commentary than FuddBusters. Matt and Ivan from Ivan Prince Guns run this show. Matt is a lawyer that specializes in this field. Ivan is a rat from Halo 3. Both of them are super smart, super into guns, super into wanting what's best for the Second Amendment and gun owners. My favorite videos of theirs are going to be, of course, the series Twig or This Week in Guns. It's essentially kind of like a podcast format where they talk about legal or other firearm-related news, and it's not only super informative, it is super entertaining, and it stopped me from falling asleep and driving off the highway many, many times. So if you are tired of most of the channels out there covering laws regarding firearms being essentially just clickbait and shills and, you know, Supreme Court on fire, Joe Biden yelling with red eyes thumbnail, first 2 minutes of the videos are just sponsorships and other bullshit, go ahead and watch FuddBusters. It's a much better change of pace. As far as I'm concerned, because I'm not a lawyer and I choose not to spend a whole lot of time thinking about the law, I simply defer most of what I should think regarding legal happenings in the firearm space to Matt and Ivan over at FuddBusters. That's why they earn the number 5 slot on this list.
And when you say gun YouTuber, you mean he shoots guns on YouTube for 14-year-olds to watch.
I mean, that is a gun YouTube. That is the primary thing that people do on gun YouTube, yes.
So next is going to be a couple of high-power service rifle-centric channels. The first is going to be Konrad. Unfortunately, Konrad Powers passed away recently, well before his time. Konrad Powers was an amazing competitor in service rifle, a true civilian competitor that could compete with the military teams at the highest level. In fact, he even won the President's 100 rifle match at one point. I can't think of any other rifle shooter on YouTube that possesses his level of fundamental rifle marksmanship ability. And for him to be tech savvy enough to make videos and talk about it was such a valuable resource. So unfortunately, his passing is a tremendous loss to the sport of service rifle and the discussion of marksmanship in general here online.
Into the target, the reticle is in the 10 ring for a while. It drifts out and back a couple of times, and I then break the shot.
The other channel I wanted to discuss that makes a lot of high power content is 10X Power Up. This channel has a wealth of information going into the positions, mindset, gear, all of the stuff that goes into unsupported service rifle shooting. He's one of only a few people on YouTube with a President's 100 tab. Of course, he's also a distinguished rifleman and a high master classified competitor in service rifle. I used to shoot service rifle more, and I still encourage people to go that route if they are going to get into rifle competitions. I simply don't have the drive, and being only an expert, I frankly don't have the level of skill to make videos covering service rifle shooting beyond the very baseline. Nonetheless, I still get people asking me about service rifle shooting, so I try to direct anyone interested in that competition to watch this gentleman's videos because they are very informative. And I've actually met him at Talladega one year, which was cool. He's a nice guy. So Konrad and 10X Power Up are going to be my 6th and 7th place channels. Yes, the title says top 5. Guess what? It's my video.
When you shoot your second shot, follow through. A lot of people will snap that trigger for the magazine change because of time, which you have plenty of it, and they blow a shot out.
Now, I would like to leave with an honorable mention for Bullseye Professor. He is the newest member of the President's 100. He earned it this year in pistol at Camp Perry, making him, in my opinion, one of the best fundamental shooters on YouTube. I haven't really watched a whole lot of his channel, but that accomplishment alone deserves a shout out. So congratulations to him. If you're interested in trying out Bullseye, go ahead and search for the Bullseye match map. I'll also have the map linked below in a pinned comment and in the description. Anyways, those are my top 5 gun YouTubers under 100,000 subscribers. Go ahead and check them out. I cannot recommend Zane's video on Camp Perry enough. It really is a peek behind the curtain, so to speak, on the awesome friendship and community we have in Bullseye. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to my channel members and Patreon supporters for supporting the channel directly. You can become a channel member or Patreon supporter by clicking the links on screen or down below. You can also support the channel by heading to fanathem.com/JaredAF and purchasing an entry for the current raffle. Thanks for watching and have a great day.